Oilers postgame following finally snapping an 8-game losing streak at Pace on Centennial Arena, and thanks to the man to my left is Jack McNaughton. Comes into the lineup, your first game, Jack. First of all, welcome to Okotoks, but what was the kind of your mindset and your first game in junior A for a while? You were an emergency backup last year and did start a game as well, but what was it like in your first, I want to say, full-fledged real junior A game here tonight where you come away with a shutout?
It was awesome. Definitely had the butterflies at the start of the game, but everybody made it pretty easy on me, getting in shot lanes and blocking shots and clearing guys out of the way, so it was pretty easy for me today.
As the game goes on, I noticed from the press box, and I know you just kind of mentioned it a little bit, that your communication with players, this is such a young defense core that this Oiler team has. Only two 20-year-olds on the back end. You only dealt with one with Tucker McRae, but everybody else is 18 and 17 years old. So what your role as a goaltender, how important is communication, making sure pucks exit the zone properly and you have that communication with your defenseman?
I think it's huge, especially for my game and with a young D-core like we have. Just kind of helping them get plays and the pucks going and getting it out of the zone just makes everybody's job easier and mine as well, so I'm not as tired. But I think communication, especially with a young D-core, is a big part of it.
Game got a little bit heavy for the Olds Grizzlys. They gave a little bit of a push, and you had to make some saves when you had to. But just take us, as the rest of the game went on, how did you get comfortable and how did it feel out there?
It felt pretty good. It felt fast, definitely, for sure. But like I said earlier, everybody made my jobs really easy today, and making sure I have a shot lane and I'm seeing the puck clearly off the release and guys aren't on top of me right after the whistle and everything. They did a great job of that today.
Did have one game in the Western League before coming here. You feel you're in shape? It wasn't too much of a, the cardio was up to shape, up to standards?
Yeah, it was definitely tough when I was first getting back on the ice after my injury, just because I haven't skated in a while. But I felt pretty good. They've been working me pretty good in practice as well, so I think I was pretty comfortable with my conditioning going into today.
With now it's a big road trip coming up for this Oiler team. You get to go to the mighty confines of Grand Prairie, Whitecourt, and Drayton Valley next week, a long road trip. You haven't had a long road trip in a while, even when in the Western League last year you guys were in a bubble situation. But getting back on the road and getting into a true junior hockey feeling, what's that going to be like for yourself?
It's going to be nice. I love going on the road, especially with the guys. You get to know them a little bit better because I don't know many guys in the room quite well yet. But I think it's good for us, and it'll bring us together as a team, and we'll get to know each other a little bit more and build some more trust.
I was going to ask, do you have any prior connections coming to Okotoks? Anybody you knew from the past? Obviously, as a 20-year-old, you've been around a little while now.
Starting off, I know Derek Perfield, the goalie coach, really well. He was my first goalie coach 10 years ago. As well, I know Deis, just from running into him at the rink a couple years ago, and then as well last year when I came up as an emergency call-up. And then Ethan Jarmanek and Tucker McRae, I played Bantam with them in some midget as well. And then I know Brody McGuire because I'm good buddies with his older brother.
Fair enough. And just kind of now your goal for the rest of the season as a 20-year goaltender in the league. Obviously, I would believe team aspirations is first, as getting a chance to play junior and in a very competitive AJHL.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely lucky to play here, especially with an organization like Okotoks where it's a winning organization. And I just hope I can hopefully leave a mark here when I'm gone.
Aspirations of post-secondary for yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I want to try and play CIS next year. Hopefully get some interest from teams this year, but only time will tell.
Well, Jack, we'll leave it at that, and thanks for doing this, and we'll see you on the road up north this coming weekend.
Thank you.
Now with Oilers head coach Tyler Deis, and Coach, it's pretty easy for my first question. It's one that's going to be a little cliche, but you finally snap an 8-game losing skid at home, and you just needed it that badly. How does it feel for yourself as a coach, the rest of the staff, and the players?
Well, no, it's exciting. We've gone through some tough times here, which, with this group, we're trying to stay positive. They're being positive here, and, it's a much-needed win. I thought they played a pretty good game tonight, and I'm happy for the group.
How did this team kind of get to their point of how they're going to play the rest of the season? I feel like in the effort with the 4 goals, it wasn't fancy at times, but it was effective, and I believe this is kind of close to maybe a recipe for success for this Oiler team down the stretch.
Well, I think just we need to start feeling good about ourselves, and I think tonight is a step going in the right direction here. It's not that we don't have the capability of a good team here and stuff. It's just we've gone through some tough times, and you need something that makes you feel good, and tonight's making us feel good. We just got to remember the feeling and keep working hard.
Jack McNaughton makes his debut for the Oilers, a shutout. You couldn't really write the script any better, but as a coach from a distance, what did you see that your goaltender did very well tonight? And obviously not only getting a shutout, but I think it was very helpful for a young Oiler defense corps.
Well, I just think the biggest thing that he helped us out with is, in the games before, it wasn't that we weren't playing good. It was just, something happened and then it kind of snowballed down towards, negative stuff. And I think Jack just knew how to read the game a little bit better in the sense of just slowing it down for us and getting our breath underneath us and just keeping the game calm and knowing how to control the game.
Couple more for you, Coach. Brody McGuire, 3 assists. He gets into that fight at the end to, get a little extra pepper on the game for himself. And Sam Mosherchak, who was a healthy scratch last night, comes back into the lineup. He gets a goal against Olds here. It just wasn't mean now for this group that, when they're out, they got to make sure that they make a statement when they come back in.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's that healthy competition and. Both of them played great. I thought Sam had a really good game today. He's, obviously a big goal and quite a shift that he had there. And, with McGuire, just see his progression of getting better and better every game and stuff. And, it's good to see.
Last one. Obviously, you're going to have a little bit of a break before you head up to Grand Prairie and Whitecourt and Drayton Valley this coming weekend. What's the week looking like for this Oiler team? And obviously some high expectations when you go into Grand Prairie starting on Friday night.
Yeah, this is going to be a ridiculously hard weekend here, but at least we're going in a high, and it's going to be a tough one, right? These are 3 good teams that we're going to be playing against, and we just got to, kind of hopefully just keep everything kind of going the right way. Even, if we lose or whatever, we just need to make sure that we're going in the right direction.
Appreciate the time, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
Okay, thank you.